Here we go. The Dwarven Outpost. You have arrived. After a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness beyond, your harsh trek is finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all of Dodok's Zengod. There are almost no supplies left, but with stout labor comes sustenance. Whether by bolt, plow, or hook, provide for your dwarves. You are expecting a supply caravan just before winter entombs you. But it is spring now. Enough time to delve secure lodgings ere the giant jaguars get hungry. A new chapter of dwarven history begins here, at this place. Sazir Nunur. ViceCrevice. Strike the earth. Hello, giant platypus. Alright, let's go. Create a new world. 250 years. Maybe leave the rest alone. I mean, except for mineral occurrence, because of me. Maybe we'll do small. I feel like I end up not using the world more than just like 2 forts, so like the time it takes to make a medium world just doesn't seem worth it to me right now. I don't know, we'll see. We shall see. The Plain of Myth. Forgotten beast, Umbral Mine, the Terrible Deep, was struck down by a dwarven guildbent. Goblin Rintar became the queen of the class of dignity. Oh, hold on. The human of the League of Praises persecuted the Spurting Fellowship and Whip Butters. Dozens of people were expelled and some sacred sites were desecrated. Raunches and the Laborious Quill was created in Breath Slaughter. Some books. Drab Mux was created in Creature Spikes. How are we looking at the world itself? I haven't actually been watching. We have one mountain home here. Is that it? That's Guildbent. That's a goblin fortress. Are there any dwarven civs? Well, this could be interesting. I mean, there has to be at least one. But it's possible that we're led by goblins? Okay. Let's see what we get. Hi everyone. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. In case you didn't know already, I'm an author, and I have several books out. Out of the Dark is my debut novel. It is a portal horror story about 2 siblings, one who is taken, and one who spends their life searching. It deals with themes of depression and sibling loss. I hope you pick it up and enjoy. Anthropods and Breakfast and Other Journeys We Take are my 2 short story collections. Wraith and Spectre and Escape and Transform are 2 short story ebooks available now as well. Scan the QR codes, check them out. Also, since we're here, maybe hit that like button and subscribe. It lets me know that you like the video and encourages me to continue on what I'm doing. Thanks so much. Let's get back to the video. Let us see. Legends, let's go. Age of Myth, Age of Legends, Age of Heroes. Already. Civilizations. The class of dignity was a dwarven civilization. In the late winter of 1, the class of Dignity held a wrestling competition in Guildbent as part of the Diamond Celebration. Competing were the Midnight Blue Brute Loreen, the Taupe Grey Brute Ass's Greatest Danger the Dutiful, and the Dwarf Domas Sword Ally. The Midnight Blue Brute was the victor. Midnight Blue Brute is the only one of his kind, a great skinless mongoose twisted into humanoid form with a gaunt appearance and deadly spittle. But it was struck down in the year 11 by the forgotten beast Idor Lurid Hates the Grisly Phlegm. Idor the Grisly Phlegm was a forgotten beast, the only one of its kind, a gigantic three-eyed sloth. It has a fat bulging trunk and it is slavering. Its dark scarlet hair is short and even. Beware its poisonous gas. Idor was associated with depravity in caverns. Still lives. 6 notable kills is 77 other kills. Killed 3 goblins and the Blue Brute in year 11. Killed Ongo the goblin, born and died in 44. Killed the child. Baby even. Killed Negegzern, Static Plate Goblin, also a child. Clutch Lies, apparently. Cave Dragons, Goblins, Mineras, Cave Crocodiles, Jabbers, Blind Oak Cave Ogres, Elkbirds, Ruthrers, Dralthas. Yeah, you did some stuff there, Idor. Alright, so the Blue Brute didn't last long. How about the Taupe Brute? Taupe Grey Brute. Towering marmot twisted into humanoid form with lidless eyes. It undulates rhythmically. Its taupe gray hair is long and straight. Beware its poisonous bite. Asses was associated with victory, war, and chaos. Yeah, so I want to learn more about this this city. 12 kills and is still alive. Guildbent. Founded by the class of Dignity in year 1. Many competitions early on. But in the year 15, the Fleshy Seductions attacked Cradled Vault at Guildbent. The Gooslu Hate Torments led the attack, and the defenders were led by the dwarf Arab. But all of the dwarves were struck down, it appears, and hacked to pieces. Oh boy. Their bodies were impaled on silver pikes. Horribly mutilated. Yeah, this is not a good history. Maybe we can rebuild the Dwarven Civ. So there's still some dwarves as of like year 32. Competitions. A new group of 7. Another new group of 7. Oh, a dwarf was stolen by the goblins. Object of dubious worship? Again, we have a bunch of dwarves struck down. Many death. Very wow. Alright, so we're in year 250. Like, this is all ancient history as far as this goes. Alright, so let's find where the goblin becomes queen. So the latest bit of information is 197. A goblin was embezzling funds. Outpost liaison, countess, general, king. .131 became a bard and guild bench, and 143 became king. Married and remarried several times. Also is a baron consort of Wield Handle. Wield Handle, huh? Authored The Birth of Monks. Authored And He's Saying Glumness After a Nightmare. I mean, fine. That's fine. Interesting. Also, the Goblin Void Corpse became a count of the class of dignity. Oh, but is dead. Yeah, struck down by a troll. So right now we have goblins as a general, as a countess, and king. Class of dignity. Alright, what do we have? We have a dragon that died, a rock that died, a bronze colossus that was killed, a zombie hydra. Was it reanimated or was it animated before history began? That's my question. Doesn't say. At least I haven't found it yet, but was struck down, so. Had 175 notable kills and 120 other kills. This was a killing prolific Hydra. Elf Shaman of Chaos, Servant of Chaos, Forgotten Beasts. You know what I'm not seeing is a lot of death notices over here. So one Forgotten Beast is dead. Hill Titans, Creature of Shadow, Freak of Shadow, Woman of Twilight. These are all night creatures. Yeah, so there's still a lot of Forgotten Beasts in the world. All right. Well, I want to find out more about this sieve, but I think the best way to do that is to, you know, embark. Skippo tutorialo. Yeah. The class of dignity has a population of 6. 0 sites. All right. I kind of want to check. Oh, there's only one location that you can reclaim. It was founded by the class of dignity in year 71. It was brought down in 78 by the Forgotten Beast, then a Hobbled Hearts, the sap hollow of insects. All right, we're not going to do that, but let's see here. It's heavy aquifer in here too. It's all iron. Where is so Guildbent is up here. What's not clear to me, like this is still the class of dignity. Oh no, it's not. It's not a member of the fort anymore, or a member of the civ anymore. The civ is dead. Long live the civ. All right, well, let's find something interesting, huh? This looks like it'll be a like a chasm for the river going through here. It's just a stream. What is this? Heavily forested, temperate broadleaf, untamed wilds. I don't know if I want to do an outdoor fort or an indoor fort. I feel like indoor fort's probably a little bit safer. I definitely want an aquifer. I wouldn't mind some sand. I wouldn't mind some clay too. I've been kind of exploring clay a little bit. I'm not really seeing any clay. I'm mildly interested in an area like right around here. We're gonna have goblins nearby, so like this is something. Does seem to have a pretty sharp cutoff there, so I think we've got a good waterfall to work with. Selected an area with a light aquifer. Selected a savage area. Go. Prepare for the journey carefully. Fortress name shall be Brown Roads. How about Victory? Oh, you can be victim, but you can't be victory. Actually, maybe ViceCrevice. ViceCrevice. There we go. The good steel. Yeah, I like it. All right, the symbol shall be historical figure Oostooth. That's the general, or that's a general because there was more. Sling Truss. Notice that you can't specify a location. Tooth is admiring the dwarves, and the dwarves are striking down Tooth. Kind of want to go with the good steal. I was thinking like the good theft, maybe. Anger of Ages. This fort's going to be about bringing back the Civ from nothing. Now we can have elephants. The problem with elephants right now is we're going to need to have something inside, but yeah, we could probably get two. Don't want a wheelbarrow or a stepladder. Might not bring a whole lot of stuff. Like, we're not gonna start off with much because we're basically refugees. Nipple cups, rock nuts. We'll grab a male and a female baby elephant. That does mean in order to get the benefit of these elephants, we're gonna have to wait a few years, but that's intended. I think for picks, we're actually going to downgrade. Like maybe we'll add 2 bronze picks, maybe even a 3rd. I notice we don't have copper. Do we not have access to copper at all? We do not. Huh. All right. That's interesting. Let's go with a... We'll just have 1 bronze battle axe and 2 bronze short swords. Do that. This is about as close to like a war-based fort that I've ever made. Like, it's not normal for me. We will bring 3 pieces of cave spider silk. In fact, maybe 3 pieces of pig tail cloth, and maybe we'll get some leather as well. $29 points. 1 less plump helmet spawn. We'll get 6 pieces of leather. All right, let's go. Oh wait, I forgot to assign skills. Interesting. So we do have a waterfall, but it's like way back. Way back. All right. Here we go. The Dwarven Outpost. You have arrived. After a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness beyond, your harsh trek is finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all of Dodok's Zengod. There are almost no supplies left, but with stout labor comes sustenance. Whether by bolt, plow, or hook, provide for your dwarves. You are expecting a supply caravan just before winter entombs you. But it is spring now. Enough time to delve secure lodgings ere the giant jaguars get hungry. A new chapter of dwarven history begins here, at this place. Sazir Nunur. ViceCrevice. Strike the earth. Alright, so we have a yak cow and a yak bull. We've got our 2 elephants. One is 3 and one is 7. Got sand. This is just a brook here. Oh, it's one of these weird ones. Yeah. So this is a river without flooring. So this might end up flooding some area a little bit. We have some limonite along there. Huh. It's interesting. I almost kind of wish I had embarked a little bit further north because I can't really make use of all this up here. I mean, I can, but... What's the aquifer? Do we even know? That's all limonite in there. Alright, so it's Untamed Wilds, so we do have to be careful outside. I never end up checking the thickness of the world, I kind of meant to. Yeah, we got a ways to go down, alright. Maybe it's a non-issue. We'll see. Alright, what do we have for critters on the map at the moment? Giant sponge, giant mantis, giant platypus. Hello, giant mantis. Hello, giant platypus. Oh, you're like right nearby. I mean, I know I embarked with elephants, but it's like, I can get a giant platypus? Let's go. Yeah. The question is, do I like plan to dig into here and just go up and down from there? Do I even care? Maybe I don't care. I'm a little concerned that it's gonna flood. But we can worry about that later. I didn't check the relative heat of the area, but that's fine. Red spinach, prickleberries, lettuce, leeks, foxtail millet. Do-do-do-do. I probably don't want to spend too long on this because I mean, I only have like an hour and a half left here. Well, let's start with the basics. A nice little area for our elephants and our yakety yaks. Almond trees. I'm seeing this and kind of want to do something with it. Like, what if I said, channel all this? And we make this the entrance. My inclination is always have a waterfall on the map, and then this time I'm like, maybe I don't use the waterfall at all. I don't know. This is fine. Maybe we start there. I do want to assign a couple of miners. About 3 pickaxes, right? And then woodcutters will assign... Oh, we only had 1 axe. So I guess that's fine. Do I want to have fisher people? Not really, but I guess it's fine. I'm going to chop down trees sparingly because we don't want to piss off the local platypi. This could be bad. This could be very bad. Alright, it ran away at least. Where did person go fishing? How did you get on that side of the river, buddy? I have questions. You went all the way up there and then went around? Choices were made. Not choices I approve of. Choices were made. Let's get a carpenter going. Wow. No waiting on the limonite. Let's get a mechanic going. I'm hoping I'll have some regular... rock soon. Make 4 cages. There's some rock. All right. There's some wild yak on the board now. Giant platypus is tired from running around. Again, if I can capture a giant platypus, I will be quite happy with myself. But that's okay. Where is this platypus now? Like, ideally, I should set this up close to the entrance here, but I also want to set one up like out here somewhere just to have it accidentally path into it. Like right there. That seems like a reasonable spot. That side of the map now. All right. Also, I'm already noticing we have fishing going on, so we'll just throw a fishery down. I don't really want this location here, but that's fine. What I really should do, actually, get rid of that. I should designate this as a fishing zone. If I'm gonna keep fishing active, this is where you fish. That way you're not on the wrong side of the river without anybody able to help you. Prepared meals or drink, not seeds. And not unprepared fish. I don't know how that works. Like, is this considered? If I look at it, I think I go. Yeah, it's just raw. So do I need this to be... This is why I don't do fishing. But whatever. Let's get some rock blocks going. And let's get... This can be a cloth stockpile and leather. And this can be furniture and finished goods. This can be ammo, armor, and weapons. Might be all the ones I actually need at the moment. We'll make a wood one back here. Like, I have the carpenter shop way back here, but it's fine. If this one fisher dwarf triggers the agitatedness of the fort, that's going to be a problem. Come on, come play in my trap, buddy. Would like to have a giant platypus. I'm not lying. Really want to be that close? That's fine. That's a wild yak cow. Wish, like, is there a way I can configure fishing to be like, configure fishing so that you're doing it less? Like, I definitely want to automatically clean fish, automatically butcher carcasses, right? And automating the tannery and the kitchen. We'd like to say fish when there's X amount. But I guess it's fine. All right. Like I said, I'm going to be moving the carpenter back so we can do this. I can actually also take apart this. Some amount of this is going to be build and then rebuild. Oh. Got ourselves a yak. Fortunately, I didn't really have a plan for a yak. But here we are. All right, well, that tells me I should get the butcher shop and all that set up, I guess. Yeah, I guess we'll train it. I have so many shops. I've only got 7 dwarves, but I have 3 shops made and I'm making 5 more. And I'm gonna need to, you know, do other things too. It's gonna take a little while for us to catch up. That's okay though. It occurs to me, I do want to leave it at 50 FPS, but I do want to allow the population to grow. I mean, maybe a population cap of 60 is fine for now. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Also, if you haven't been checking it out, the Succession Fort is going on. Trash Mac just did their section for year 8. Day before yesterday and yesterday. Smitchell is the next one up. And I'll be taking it after that. That'll probably be next week sometime, I would imagine. Alright, I do want people hauling, but I do want someone always mining. Okay. Alright, landed. That never happens. While we wait for our dwarves to do their thing, we have Oddom the miner. She is pleased by her own appearance and talents. She often feels discouraged, tends not to reveal personal information, doesn't mind wearing something special now and again, and tends to assume the worst of two outcomes will be the one that comes to pass. She is assertive and is somewhat quarrelsome, and she is bothered by this, and she values friendship. She is not particularly interested in what others think of her and is stubborn, tends to ask others for help with difficult decisions, and generally acts with a narrow focus on the current activity. She laughs in a unique way when she's annoyed. She likes working outdoors and grumbles only mildly at inclement weather. She dreams of raising a family one day, personally finds eloquence and artful speech off-putting, sees war as a useful means to an end, and doesn't really see the point of working hard. She likes realgar, lead, chrysocolla, lychee wood, giant fox leather, alpaca wood, wool rather. You can't make alpaca out of wood. Or maybe alpaca don't generate wood? I don't know. Gems, maces, doors, menacing spikes, the words of the satiny brains, and the sight of the saffron of droplets. When possible, she prefers to consume stingray, cavefish, kangaroo cheese, and dwarven ale, and she detests leeches. Nice to meet you. All right. Let's get the farming farms up here. What are we doing? Just keep building. Let's set up 4 farms up here. Cave wheat, lump helmets, pigtails, sweet pods, and I guess I'll put in rock nuts and the other one, dimple cups. I basically never use them, but get those sweet pods down, get the plump helmets down. This one will do cave wheat. And this one will do pigtails. Oh, shoot. Wait. so this one will be cave weight. Whoops. All right. Pause it here for a second while I think about what I want to do next. I kind of want to know where the aquifer is. Well, that's the edge of the map right there. Yeah, I don't need to know where the aquifer is. I don't know. Need to think. So eventually, you know, this may or may not be the main entrance to the fort. And like, I'd like to put a trade depot in here on a temporary basis at the very least, which of course eventually means moving all this crap out of here. But we're pretty far off from that. Start there. This is Ushrir, one of our peasants. Finished up some work. I'm very satisfied. Annoyed at the lack of chairs. Well, get used to it. 45 years old. Vulgar being who does not care a lick for even the most basic rules of civilized living. Oh, you're just gonna be a fun one, aren't you? Aren't ya? Okay. Alright. Alright. Well, we've trained that yak. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and slaughter it now because I don't want to constantly be training things. I mean, if it was a platypus, I would train it, but speaking of, platypus has left a map, so has the giant mantis. Actually, if I go over and dig out that corner and that corner, I should be able to put the trade depot in here, even for when wagons come. And it's all about building in preparation of wagons, you know? So if you're out there and you start your own forts, what do you do when you start your forts? What's the most important thing that you feel like you need to do? I like to take a look at the dwarves we have. Likot, the fisherdwarf, also is annoyed at the lack of chairs. Cracks easily under pressure, very greedy, almost never feels discouraged, always good. Cracks easily under pressure, but never feels discouraged. You know, it's fine. Also often nervous. Means are raising a family. Likes Kawadi men for their curiosity, cows for their haunting moves, and carambola trees for their fruit. Currently sleeping by the river. I was gonna say, what happened to the yak? Just gotta let them do their thing, you know? Probably should queue up some wooden barrels. We can probably stop with the rock blocks for a little bit. Don't get me wrong, I want rock blocks, but it can wait. We still have a lot of stuff out here that needs to be taken care of. I could queue up some chairs and tables, I suppose. Beds. Unib, our expedition leader, goes with the flow sometimes, 50 years old. Incredibly brave in the face of looming danger, perhaps a bit foolhardy. Doesn't cling tightly to ideas and is open to changing his mind. He tends to be swayed by the emotions of others and has a sense of duty. He is stubborn, tends not to reveal personal information, and doesn't focus on material goods. Tends to avoid crowds, likes to brawl, though he is disturbed by this since he values quiet so, at least in the abstract. He tends to be a little tight with resources when working on projects and likes to keep things practical without delving too deeply into the abstract. He is slow to anger and is not particularly interested in what others think of him. He tends to hang on to grievances, tends to make a small mess with his own possessions, and has a tendency to go alone without considering the advice of others. He blows his breath out when he's annoyed. He likes working outdoors and grumbles only mildly at inclement weather. He dreams of creating a great work of art. Personally values tranquility and a peaceful day. He finds romance distasteful and doesn't care if others take the time to master skills. Likes native gold, nickel, silver, wood, opal, teakwood, giant weasel leather, giant hoary marmot bone, crossbows, amulets, catapult parts, the words of the satiny brains, and the sight of the saffron of droplets. When possible, he prefers to consume giant green tree frog and whip wine, and absolutely detests leeches. Also, I was noticing while I was reading that this is exposed out here. Alright, did we take care of the food in here at the very least? We did. Alright. The last thing I want to have happen is food rotting if we're not taking care of it fast enough, you know? Part of the risk of having so much fishing going on, it's just going to take extra activities. I kind of want to know where the aquifer is so that I can like start doing some ramps down and stuff like that, but I don't mind discovering that as I go too. So I this is kind of what I want to do. I want to just like, maybe I won't put it there. I'll put it like on a 7. Just be like, go out 7. Actually, maybe it's quite a bit bigger than that. Like something like that, right? Round it off a little bit. And then when we find out whether this is going to fill with water or not, I can do more from there. All right, what do we have left out here? Still drink. All right, we need to move drink in. I landed. That never happens. Nuh-uh. Never, not once. And like right now, this is pretty well closed off, but I kind of envision most of what's existing as walls here now will go away in favor of channeled out locations. But we'll see. Also, that's annoying me for reasons. Also want to just like get rid of all that. In fact, maybe we even go as far back as over here. Less chance for people to just, you know, sneaky on top of us. Again, don't want to disturb the outdoors, but caught another wild yak, apparently. Oh, 2 of them? And there's a giant mosquito on the map. Oh boy. I mean, luckily they don't live for very long. And it already seems to be gone. Well, that's horrifying. Didn't feel anything while in conflict, though. Okay. Just throw that into the terrifying category. Who did we have train it last time? It's alright. We'll give Ushrir and Cattle the opportunity here. Alright, is that all done? Still have a piece of silk and some stuff in there. Oh, because this isn't quite big enough? Alright. Here. I just want everything inside so I can potentially close off the outside and not, like, panic. Do 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 do. I am not seeing a whole lot of people with no job. Well, maybe occasionally. All right. So the question is, do I prioritize beds, chairs, or crafts? And I think the answer is logically crafts. Logically. Like, are you really upset about not having a chair, or do you really just want to sit there and make a shell amulet? Hmm? Tell me what you want, what do you really, really want? Yeah, I said it. I said it. Coming up on the end of the spring. I was trying to see if there's aquifer down here. Thanks for saving the game. I guess it didn't tell me that I found damp rock, so yeah. All right. Yak cow is looking at the other yak in the cage and like, I just want to be in there with you. Also, I am going to make a couple of extra cages just that way that cancel goes away. Make like 4 extra cages, that way I have a second copy. I was gonna say, get back in your designated area there, elephant. You have grand plans for elephants in this fort. I don't know what they are, but you have grand plans. So yeah, today's going to be a bit of a short stream, and then tomorrow there will be no stream, and then hopefully on Friday, I should actually probably send a message about this, we can get some co-op Stardew going. Definitely think I should have a still and start processing some of these plants that we have too. Up here, I guess. Also, I probably should have put this into the title, but next Tuesday, yes, Tuesday the 17th, we will be doing the sub-story read aloud stream that the community wanted. So if you have a sub-story and you want to hear it read aloud and all in one go, that's a way to do it. If you don't have a sub-story, but you're curious about what it's like, listen in and find out. And if you just want to support the stream, you know what? That's okay too. So yeah, we'll be doing that on Tuesday. Time to BD. You can vote for it in the Discord. I don't know what a sub-story is. I give it to everybody who has a sub to the channel. Also people who are on coffee memberships. You get to tell me 3 words and I make up a story for it. So yeah. Check it out. And we extend it each month of the subscription or membership. Some stories are, 3,000 words long at this point. All right, brew drink from plant, go. So like part of the problem with having someone fishing is you have the person who is fishing, you have someone who is processing that fish in the fishery, and then you could have someone who is processing the remains of that fish in a craft store shop. So on its own, it's 3 people. Like I don't necessarily need to have someone in the craft store shop, but I like using up the materials I have, And you don't necessarily need to have the fishery if you don't want. You could just have them eat raw fish. But I don't know. So I'm going to want to do something more with this eventually, but for now this is fine. Let's actually throw some floor. So this is the edge of that. Just throw like 12 blocks of flooring down. I'll probably replace the exterior here with wall as well, but we'll start there. I'm just widening this up a little bit. Didn't like how it worked originally. Oh, it's summer. We already have pigtails coming along. All right, now I need to add another workshop. Hopefully we get some migrants soon. Hello. Ooh, fancy. Fancy dancy. Be right back, everybody. Oh. This one.
Covering
New playmat Gabe got for Riftbound.
Yep.
Very neat. Very nice.
Looks really good too. Oh.
Good, good. Glad you like it.
I told you, it's the main champion on one of your plans.
All right. Love you too. Do we have another yak that we captured? Yep. No, not Likot. Shreer. Likot apparently is very busy with the whole fishing thing. Hey, Tom. How you doing? Welcome on in. Brand new fort in a brand new world today. You love the trees? Yeah, they're nice. Ginkgos get that way, you know? Got a lot of them on this map. I'm kind of being careful about being outside though, because, like, I mean, now we have emus on the map. When we Thank you, Dylan, for the ocean sounds. When we embarked, we had a giant platypus on the map and a giant praying mantis. We've also had a giant mosquito on the map. Thankfully, they have all left. What are my big plans for the fort? I don't really have big plans yet. This Civ is not doing well.
I want to ride my bicycle, I want to ride my bike. I want to ride my bicycle, I want to ride it where I like.
Thanks for commenting, Dylan. What sounds lovely? Very confused. So our Civ was built, formed out of, the giant bugs. Yeah. Our Civ used to be led out of Guildbent, this fortress here. And we don't actually have a Civ right now. So there's a good chance that we'll have the king move in soon, but I'll note that the king is a goblin. The Countess of Guildbent is a goblin. The Count of Tuftiglaze might be a dwarf. Ablel, I believe, is a dwarf. Ingish, the queen consort, is a goblin. And Minkot is a dwarf. So, yeah. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's very early. We don't have a lot of time today, so I've got like a little less than an hour to go here. But hopefully we'll have the foundations for a potential fort here. We have giant raccoons. Oh, also we embarked with elephants, which of course have scattered because of these giant raccoons. So that's a problem. I probably need to open up the caverns so that we have access to indoor space for our elephants. That's really what it comes down to. Yeah, the plan is to oh, this raccoon's stealing a pigtail rope. the plan is to kind of take over the Civ, and hopefully that'll work out. Giant raccoons. This is why I was bringing everything inside. Unfortunately, we embarked with underage elephants, so it's going to be a little while before we can count on our elephants to provide defense. That said, I do think I'll put a bridge out here. Pretend like it's a good defense. I will need to make some mechanisms. And like, if I accidentally capture a giant raccoon, I'm not going to be upset about it. I won't be. It's like I wouldn't be upset if I had a giant platypus. Like, giant platypus actually sounded kind of awesome to me, but, you know. Whatever, it decided to leave the map. It's fine. Alright. Probably not the permanent place for it, but we'll put it over there. We'll also just put some flooring down, and I'll make my trade depot there for now. It's a small world with low minerals, the lowest minerals on the selection option. But we do have iron on this map, and apparently it's in the form of limonite. So we'll be gathering it up as much as we can. Don't remember if there's any flux on the map, but I don't generally make... Excuse me. I don't generally make... don't generally make steel anyways. All right. Make a lever. Like, we still haven't even processed the stuff from the previous yak, but didn't actually mean to go to that screen. Whenever you don't have steel, you generally get quite anxious. Oh. I mean, you can stick around and you'll see how I do without steel. I think I have made steel exactly one time. I made like one set of armor from it, and that was it. It was not like, it's never been a priority for me. So, yeah. All right. Mechanisms are made, so now we can... Oh, we're still waiting on that. Big fan of traps then? Not necessarily. I do use some amount of traps. Like in this fort, like I already set up a couple of cage traps because, like I said, I was kind of happy with the idea of having a giant platypus. Some forts I do use some amount of like weapon traps. Sometimes I use cage traps. Sometimes I set up areas that I can have dwarves fight in. Sometimes I set up areas that my dwarves can shoot invaders. Yeah, I played a lot of hours of this, Tom. I like to keep it different. I like to do a lot of different things. So you do the same thing over all the time. You're never gonna explore anything new, you know? Do we have plants to process? Yes, we do. I have too few dwarves for so many activities. I think I might need to turn off fishing for a bit, just to like get Likot doing something else. I might turn it back on, but for now, I think we'll just say nobody does this and move on. Fishing always feels a little cheaty in my limited experience. All right, did we grab the last stuff out of there yet? No. Just gonna grab a drink real quick. We'll watch you. Atir is planting seeds. I should also say that I'm perfectly happy with the fort just dying on its own. Like, sometimes the fort just dies, and that's okay. Annoyed at the lack of chairs. Annoyed after having a drink without using a goblet, cup, or mug. Annoyed after sleeping on a rough cave floor. You know what? All of these are valid complaints. All right, we have slaughtered all of the captured yak. Ooh, but we got a giant raccoon. Now the question is, does a giant raccoon need to pasture? That's my question. You're lonely in the DF world and that you hate losing? Oh. I think for me, it's just like after you get to a certain point where like you've built all the bedrooms for all your dwarves, you've made the majority of them happy, you've, you know, defended against a siege or two, or maybe gone out and collected some artifacts outside. It's like, all right, this is a logical place for this fort to end. And sometimes the logical way that that fort ends is with it collapsing on itself, right? But I mean, it depends on how you lose, how it happens, but in general, I'm here for a variety of activities. And it's certainly fine to lose. And it's certainly fine to be upset about losing. I think I would also posit that maybe losing isn't really the same thing in this game as it would be in other things. Do we not have any plants to process? Yeah, we have more. We have 2. It's fine. Anyhow, I probably need to remember to do this a couple of times. I have books out. They're available in the QR codes in the top right. You can do !dark, you can do !anthropods, !breakfast, or !wraith, or !escape to get all of those books. Also, you can scan the QR codes when they come up. I used to have it in the top right corner for 100% of the time. I've now had it, I'm going to have it turn off every once in a while. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to comment if you see my videos. If you're having a good time, don't feel like, don't be shy about using those emo buttons. Every little interaction does matter. And I am streaming here on Twitch and also on YouTube. So, if you're on one and don't mind checking out the other, please do. And migrants have arrived. Heck yeah, let's go. I wasn't sure I'd get my migrants, so this is kind of nice. Bob the glassmaker, 34 years old, worships a Logan. Yeah. No relationships. Also, I should show off this waterfall when I get a chance here. Likot the blacksmith, 47 years old. She is doing all right. Monon the clothier, 27 years old. Lore the trader. Adequate appraiser. Adequate poet, dancer, and swimmer. Okay. And that is all. So this is our waterfall. You'll see that it has water here, and you'll see that there's no floor to it. And I was worried about this flooding, and apparently it is flooding. But not so much that it's a problem, so I guess it's fine. Alright, 11 population, now we can start actually getting things done, I think. So let's start off with queuing up some tables and chairs. Not a millstone. That was a misclick there, game. Start off with 3 tables and 3 thrones. And you know what? Maybe we'll spoil our dwarves and actually make some beds for them. Not enough, of course, but some. And actually, in terms of defenses, I've been very impressed with the changes that they made for sieges. I think, in my opinion, bolt throwers look a little too powerful for what they are. I have not done a lot of sieges yet, but I do feel like they're a little on the powerful side. As long as you have a thriving bolt industry. So, like, if you're slaughtering animals and you get enough bones out of them, that's good. Oh, we've got problems. I'm seeing rotten food already. Barrels, please. I forgot I was doing other things. I had an idea for a fort this morning where there's water everywhere and dwarves have to swim island to island to get anywhere. You don't know if dwarves can get good enough at swimming though. Well, the problem is once all applicable paths are like at 3 deep or more, they will actively try to path around it and will not path through it. So like, yes, you can get them to the point where they're good at swimming, but it doesn't mean that they will use those options to swim there. If you check out the fort I did before Diamond Words, fort I did before Diamond Words. I might have too many forts. Date added newest. There we go. Do that. Yeah, Bird Run. Like, just as an example. You watch this one for a little bit. You'll see I have a pretty intricate system of canals inside the fort itself. But they were largely set up so that the dwarves wouldn't go through them willingly. And every once in a while, I would still have a dwarf like fall in there. And I'd have to like drain the canals so that they would get out. So, yeah, there's that. All right, apparently we're leaving a little bit earlier. I was thinking I had until 1:15, but it looks like we're leaving at 1:15, so I'll probably be done in about 10 minutes, 12 minutes. See if we can get through the rest of summer here. Be a nice closing point. Oh boy. Oh, I don't have a place to put rotten food. Refuse and corpses, and let's say no hair and wool, no horns. I mean, I don't really care about the teeth or the shells. There. Now, raccoons are omnivores. I don't think that they require grazing, right? Like, I know they don't have the grazer tag right there, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Yeah, I don't see anything about it. Alright, get this rotten stuff out of here. Do. Check in on monsters. Oh my goodness, giant peach-faced lovebirds. Okay, it's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. They're lovebirds. It's a good thing. Maybe. I do have the fort capped at 50 FPS. That's intentional. Particularly when I'm streaming, I like things to go a little slower. It just makes me feel better to just like take my time with it, you know? Well, I was putting that flooring down to move some of these workshops out, but it occurs to me I also made tables and chairs, and I actually want them to do that too. Nice mismatched tables. Perfect, perfect. I'm also going to put a meeting area around it, because I'm going to get rid of that wagon. Because you know what? I don't really want dwarves hanging out outside if I don't need to. Just putting it out there. If you don't need to be outside, maybe don't be outside. We finally caught up on all of the shell stuff, so let's go over and do totems. And then horned crowns, I guess. And the question is, do I want to do bolt throwers, or do I want to do something else? I'm not sure the answer to that yet. This is all set to 7, right? Yeah. Quite a bit of people are just hanging around doing nothing. So let's get a couple more tables and thrones going, and then we'll get some more rock blots going. And then for a drink. Our arms doing. Oh, do we have pigtails? We don't. Yeah, we have pigtails. You're not allowed to say no to that one. There we go. I do find if you're queuing up pigtail processing directly from the farmer's workshop, it does occasionally cancel when the pigtails are not at the top of the barrel. And like if you queue it up from the manage work orders screen, it's not usually that bad. But it does occasionally cancel this way. We have a male giant raccoon. What are the chances we get a female, you know? Red squirrel, people! I'm really glad I brought everything inside. Let me just put that out there. Hopefully they don't steal my elephants. As far as I know, squirrels aren't intent on stealing elephants, but you never know. Squirrels are devious, devious creatures. All right, I'm seeing this sand shape here, and I think I kind of want to dig that down. Kind of want to do that. So that might be the next task in the fort. But we just entered autumn. We've started things off. This is very early. But I'm already liking a ViceCrevice. Also, I should make some statues about the impending demise of the king. Got 11 dwarves doing the thing. All right. Thanks for tuning in. One last mention about my books, if you don't mind. Out of the Dark is a portal horror. Anthropods is a collection of 19 weird literary fiction. Breakfast and Other Journeys We Take has 9 contemporary realism stories. Escape and Transform is low fantasy. Wraith and Spectre is a spacefaring sci-fi. Scan the QR codes and check them out. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Be good to yourself, be good to others. I hope to catch you in the next one.